tried a bunch of different things, like did some stocks, messed around with crypto, got burnt, you know, usual kind of story. For me, it's mainly about family, wanting to secure the future of our parents.
You've got these two deals. What are you kind of looking at doing per month, sort of total revenue, and what's net? Yep, so we're in Derby.
Yeah, we are. First time, never sat this close to a cricket pitch before.
Come on, where it all started. This is my gold mine area. I'm here with the main man, Carlton. We're just at the Rent to Rent retreat, client only event. How are you finding it so far?
Amazing. Yeah, we're only, what are we, like 4 or 5 hours in, but already so much value. I could go home now and yeah, I would have achieved what I wanted to set out for the weekend.
My guy. So for anybody watching, do you just want to introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, so my wife Tamara and I, we run Press Switch Property Management. We operate up in Manchester and also down in London. Started our rent to rent business probably about 3 months ago. We started on the course, and yeah, we're up to 2 properties now. Went on a viewing last night just before coming down to the event for the 3rd one. So yeah, going well so far.
Perfect, man. So take us sort of back. Like, when did you first find out about rent to rent?
I've done quite a lot of property training over the last year and a half, I would say. Kind of going back to COVID, realised that I needed to kind of supplement my income, work towards financial security, financial independence. Tried a bunch of different things, like did some stocks, messed around with crypto, got burnt, you know, usual kind of story. And then finally stumbled on property and saw, you know, the various strategies, did a bit more education about what the various strategies mean and what you need to get started and be successful in them. And we realized very quickly that our priority was cash flow, and that there wasn't a better strategy for cash flow than rent to rent, probably. And so yeah, we were, you know, looking around online. I think I was on Facebook. I came across one of your posts, I think, started poking around, sat in bed, was like, yeah, got to get into this Facebook group. And then there's a guy called Ben Savage.
Yes, that's right.
And he's one of the mentors. And I just remember very vividly, like, watching it. He does these great pieces to camera. And he was just like in his car going about his day, like, or he was like setting up a new deal that he got. And I was like, not only like there's somebody who I can relate to who's doing it, but also the energy. And I was like, yeah, let me get in the community and see what's going on there. And then we end up here.
Yeah, because I remember us having that conversation.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
there was something about that video. And it's mad, isn't it? Because everybody connects differently with different people. But yeah, that really resonated with you. We had a chat, we got you started. So I mean, you was just touching on wanting to get like a supplementary income there. Like, can we dig a bit deeper into the why?
Yeah, sure. For me, it's mainly about family. Wanting to secure the future of our parents, who've worked really hard, who've done everything in their power to set us up well in life and support us. But, you know, they get into a certain age now, and I'm sure many people out there in a similar situation of a certain generation, if you're relying on kind of pensions and stuff in this country, it's not really cutting it. And you want your folks, after everything they've done for you, to be able to retire with not even just dignity, like dignity feels like that should be a baseline, but also like, you know, a bit of enjoyment of their retirement. And also for myself, another thing we talked about, coming from the creative industry, spent a lot of my background like working in music festivals with my wife, and many people in the creative industries will tell you that it's not really an industry where you're necessarily contributing to a pension plan or thinking about that stuff, like the gig economy and whatnot. So we've got to a place where for them and for us, it made sense to be able to secure our futures. And then beyond that, you know, all the things, freedom, time, get that back, spend more time with our daughter. I want to spend more time playing chess, getting better at chess, honestly. Got into it during COVID.
Oh,
and
really?
I was like,
me and Mike like chess, innit?
Oh, yeah? We'll have to have a,
come on.
you have to have a
I have to
game.
get a chessboard
Low
out,
expectations.
Man. And I tell you what, the BRR retreat, man, we'll get a chessboard.
Yeah.
You'll be there, innit? You're going to be the first class by then.
I'm going to be there. Got to be there by then.
Festival? Because I was talking about the festival thing.
It's Outlook. We were talking about Outlook.
Yeah, so you was a big part of that movement.
Yeah. And I realised, actually, and I don't want to make you feel old now, or make myself feel old, that wasn't the earliest connection. I used to have a CD, I think either mixed or compiled by your dad.
No way.
Yeah.
You might see my dad. My dad normally pops in for like a quick sneak.
Oh, is he gonna?
Sometimes. So yeah, we had that in common. Just one more thing. You mentioned you've done a lot of other property training.
Yeah.
Like, how did that work, and how has what we've done differed in terms of the approach?
I don't want to belittle or badmouth anyone, right? Every kind of property training school or academy like has their strengths and their weaknesses, right? But this that we're doing the 90-day course, your 90-day course, and we focus on essay to start with. It's not actually the first essay course that we've taken, and actually there was only like 3 or 4 weeks between paying for that last one and paying for your one. So I had a very short window in which we could compare the two. And like I said, pros and cons, good for what it does, but the community, the support, having people around, the access is just unparalleled what we get in the creative cash flow community compared to what I was able to get elsewhere. Like just having people who are walking the walk all the time, who are literally there, not just to answer your questions, but in some cases taking their valuable time and energy to walk you through how to approach your problem or your challenge at that time. You just can't get that in many other places. And if you do, you're paying through the nose.
True. Appreciate that, usually. Bro. So back to you then. So you've talk to us a little bit about your first deal then.
So the first deal actually came from someone I met at a property networking meeting. I know we always talk about the importance of networking, but it was kind of something that sort of went in one ear and out the other, if you like. And I was doing the same things like, getting on emails on Open Rent and all of that sort of stuff. But actually going to a networking meeting, talking to someone, got chatting, and it transpired that he was looking for guaranteed rent. He was looking for it from supported living, and so that's what he was there to me. And I knew a bit about supported living through my education, so we bonded on that. And because I wasn't in supported living, there was no sell, it was just get to know each other. Then he got in touch a few weeks later and was like, yeah, I haven't found anyone in supported living, do you know anyone? And I was like, no, I don't, unfortunately I can't connect you directly, you have to join yourself, it's code of conduct and that, but what's the problem? And he's like, well, I'm still looking for that guaranteed rent. I was like, well, I'm not a supported living organisation, but I can guarantee your rent. And then, one thing led to another. We met up, we went and saw the place, and then, that ended up being the first deal. And actually maybe the third deal as well, because one of his business partners called me the other day and said, seeing what you and your wife have done on his house, really like it. I've just flipped a house and renovating it. Do you want to do it on mine?
Perfect.
So we went to see it last night.
So you're starting to build momentum now.
Yeah, and the network. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I know you're not alone in this.
No.
So how are you splitting the roles between?
She wants to be off camera,
you're a good lady. Yeah. We can't give you all the credit, eh?
Yeah.
So how are you splitting the workload?
I would say I'm the one going out, maybe networking, finding the deal, doing some of the initial due diligence, like running through the figures and stuff. She's very much driving the project, all that operational stuff, all the stuff that folks don't see that goes on behind the scenes, which is, not a small amount of work to actually take it from, you've got a contract signed to, you've got a property that's ready for people to come and enjoy their stay in and start cash flowing. So it's kind of, that kind of split.
Yeah, it can be nice. A lot of our most successful people in the community do it with a partner or a friend or a family member. Got different skill sets. I work with my missus, I work with my mum, and it's really, really nice. And I really resonate with your why, by the way, because I was fortunate. My mum got made redundant in COVID. I was fortunate enough to look after her, so she didn't have to go back into that environment. My missus, she was in a very stressful environment, mental health. She no longer has to do that, and it's definitely nice to give back. Which is what.
How did it make you feel?
Just proud, bro.
Just
proud. Like you say, they do so much for you.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes as kids, we're selfish because they want you to be selfish in that way and put your own seatbelt on.
Yeah.
But you want to give back.
Yeah, you do.
And you want to help. And I think there's a lot of stress later on, especially with everything that's going on in terms of the cost of living and utilities and all these crazy things that's going on. Yeah. It's so nice to be able to be like, yo, you know what? We're good, you're good.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, innit?
I got you. Yeah.
So, okay, a couple more questions for you. So in terms of the revenue now, you've got these 2 deals. What are you kind of looking at doing per month, sort of total revenue, and what's net?
So for the last month, I just looked at it the other day, I think we're somewhere around 4.5 gross for the last month.
Nice.
So from the first property, we were fortunate that we got it up and running, and it was for the first 6 weeks booked out. But over the last 30 days, I would say 4.5 gross.
Sick.
Yeah.
And that's just going to grow anyway because you're just building.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you was very close to this first deal, like, we all have doubts. It's nervous guaranteeing rent. How did you feel, and how did you overcome that fear?
Yeah, nerves, definitely. But it's like no risk, no reward, right? So there's I guess it was rationalizing that there's nothing in life that's without risk, and trusting that the education that we've invested in ourselves and joining the community and stuff, like, and the support network that was there, that was going to see us through. Because you never know, right? You never know until you like launch it on the online travel agent or whatever, and it's the first day, and are people going to buy it, or is this going to fall on its face? But knowing that you have done all of the right things, that you're following experts, and that there's folks around to catch you when you fall, not if, because we all fall at some point, then then at some point you kind of just got to shut your eyes and jump.
Perfect. Yeah. Anything you want to ask me? What you got me just on this one-to-one vibe? Tell us more about this BRR retreat. We just got this. We got this spoiler. Exclusive scoop, man.
The first class. How did you come up with that idea?
Yeah, so it's basically one of them ones where I feel like Rent to Rent 2.0 is all about securing that cash flow, changing your life, and then reinvesting that money into assets for the long-term legacy wealth. And some people actually are doing it in reverse now, but they've started off in buy to let, they then come to rent to get cash flow, and then go back to buy let so they can scale quicker. And I've got so many people now that have hit 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand a month revenue, and I wanted to do something for them. There's people that's in first class, so we can start talking about reinvesting, diversifying, potentially multi-6-figure exits or whatever it is you want to do, and wealth management, how to fly first class. I was just out in Palma, absolutely beautiful, chartered a boat. Like, how can we go to the next level together? And mastermind on a lifestyle level of what it is. So I wanted to build that next level, so I'm super excited, and I know you're going to hit that.
Hopefully we'll see you there. That's the plan. That's the plan. Could I ask you one more thing?
Hit me.
When you were sat where I'm sat now, in terms of your business, is there one thing that you did then which, looking back, you wouldn't do now, that you would do differently?
It's a good question. One thing that I did then, I think you can't say that in the simplest way, just because it might have changed something else. Sliding doors and that. But what I do is I believe in Rent to Rent 2.0, which is a combination of SA for big lumps of cash and HMO for recurring income. And I couldn't find a second deal as good as my first Rent to HMO. So my second deal was an SA. Which was good, but then I realized I was running 2 very different businesses. I had these HMO long-term tenants, and I had these short-term SA guests. So I quickly realized, actually, I want to just focus on one now. And I went and did about 20 HMO and circled back to SA. So my advice now is, whichever strategy you land on initially, maybe take that to sort of 10 properties. Get your cash flow up to 10, 15 grand, get the systems in place. I hired quite quickly, but I would probably hire even quicker. When I hit 10 grand, I would get a personal assistant, even if there is 2 of you, because it can just free up your time and give you that balance as well.
Amazing. It's great advice.
Man. And it's only right to finish with you. Somebody watching this, brand new, hesitant, not sure whether Rent to Rent works, not sure what to do, what would you say to them, mate?
Get in the community. Get in the community. It doesn't cost anything, at least, to get in the Facebook community and just see for yourself. Like, the proof is in the pudding, right? Just listen to folks who are exactly in the place where you want to be and were in the place where you are now, and just listen to what they're doing, watch their videos, and then, you know, when you're ready, like, take that next step, because it's from action, right? Consistent action that things actually start happening.
Appreciate you, bro. My man.
Nice one, man.
Thank you, man.